Hey there, it's getting on summer and people are packing up their campers and with their craft roulette to go bags. And we're going to make a little camper that you can go in your camper and who knows what all. Anyway, welcome to Fun University. This is a class or a little video on making these little camper cards. I've made them for so very, very many years. Oops, this one only has a front. But they're like this. Some of them are folded so that you have both sides. But this is my full size, and this is my mini camper. Then there actually is a mini camper, but I'm not going to do that one tonight. My whole thinking on the sizes is so that we'll fit into an A2 size envelope. This one's quite a bit bigger, the envelope, than the card. But you got some wiggle room. If that bothers you, you can change it. You can make it bigger. It's fine with me. This is your starting place kind of class. Look at there. This poor old camper's falling apart. This is a starting place kind of class. So because this is all with scraps, this is not a kit kind of thing. This is not you can't buy it in a monthly subscription. This is use some scraps up and have some fun making a whole trailer court of campers like it would be the 4th of July at a lake in the Midwest. Yeah. I can almost smell the sulfur of the firecrackers and the roasting of the hot dogs and the scratching and itching of the mosquitoes. Anyway, this is how it all started. It started with this egg card template that I have had probably since the early parts of the millennium. It changed into an egg template from a Cricut cartridge. Now, I am sure you can go to Design Space or whatever that kind of thing is and find an egg template and adjust one to it. This is 3.5 deep by 5 inches wide. Again, if you want to make it a little bit bigger so that it fits in this better, be my guest. But I'm not going to do the math. The other things that I suggest having, we'll put this guy off to the side, is a couple pieces of scrap. Honestly, I think it's more fun if they don't match. But you're going to want a piece that's about 1.5 inches, right? 1 3/4 by this tall, and then make sure that it's long enough to cover the egg, so 5 inches. So it's going to be at least 5 inches this way and 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 that way. Unless you want to make it different, and then don't worry about it. Make them a different size. And then also a repeating size approximately for the top. I like a little band in the middle. I think it's more fun that way. And I also liked using up some of my little glimmer paper, so I stuck those in there. So I would just go ahead and glue this together. Now if you're I'm going to do a standing up kind here in a second, but you're also going to want a kickstand. So the kickstand is going to go along so that it can stand up, right? Like that. I would like to put it inside the pretty paper. I don't think it can go on the outside, but it gets in the way of the door and people trip and as they come in and out with their iced teas and slushies. But then it's also going to be with this 1 1/4 inch tire is going to be about the same height. So we can trim this. This is harder to trim since it's round. This one's not hard to trim because it's not round. So we'll just stick him on there and tell him to be a good sport about it. And move on. Ooh. We're going to cut that part off. So, okay, we're going to cut him off. Let's pull him over. I forgot about that part, how it hides it. You can line this up also on a grid and make sure that it's straight if you want. This isn't. You know, if your trailer's a little wonky, it's just that it's not setting right. Somebody got the fifth wheel or the little cranker thing not quite right. And we'll put one up here. We're going to trim those edges. And that little guy, he can actually hang over too, like another trailer hitch would have. So that's up to you. And then you can come to the back and trim off the excess. If you were doing the front and the back, if you're doing a front and a back, let me get through this before I forget what I'm doing. There we go. You do the back in reverse of the front if you're having... So it's kind of tricky when you're cutting your paper. You do something reverse. What was it that you do reverse? Heck if I would know. I can't remember. But I remember there's something in reverse. I'll have to think about that. Maybe it was just a good time to think about something in reverse. Okay, and then there's that little glitter. It just dolls it up. It's like glamping. All right, so that's the basic body parts right there. Now we can put that wheel on there. Only want to glue the top. And that's going to bring that in about right. Door is the doors. I have that written down. The doors are 2 inches long and 1 1/4 wide. I went ahead and put, looks like a screen door, doesn't it? I don't know if this is actually 2 inches. It's a little longer. It looks a little longer. So we'll just trim it. I kind of like the doors being a tone-on-tone or cardstock. If you think they need a little separation from the background, you can always post them on some white or mat them on some white, and that will take care of that. You're not going to use a lot of paper on these. Sorry, you're not going to use up all your scraps yet, but you can sure get some cute mileage out of your scraps. There's the little step down. And then this time we're going to be, tomorrow or on another video, we're going to be doing an easy light on this. So I am going to go ahead and cut a little window there for the easy light for it to go back inside here. One of the things you do want to remember on an easy light is you need some space for that easy light. Let's find one. This is where the light is, and we are going to have, we need to think about where that switch is. Do we want a low doorbell? Ooh, other project. Okay. So if we have it about here, kind of like it at the top, but you'd have to make it a little taller. But you could cover it and have a press me here, press thing there. You could slip a little envelope over it because you have room in the envelope, or you could bring it down a little bit. Actually, I wonder if that's ever been done. I think it might be a good idea. Okay, so we'll just keep that in mind, but that's, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Uh-oh, the door stops falling off. Boy, they just don't make them like they used to. That almost got through there. Okay, here we go. One more pass. That should do it. You can do little ovals. You can do little circles if you want to streamline. And that pops right out there. That makes it a little harder with that little guy. So there's your little window, and tomorrow we'll make this into a card with a card base and a window or in a light. So that's how easy it is. Now let me show you how to do the same thing, same principles, with a folding card. You can do it with both styles. You can do it with a little egg card. You just have to put the fold at the top, like so. And then when you're lining up your wheels, you just have to be careful to line up your wheels and your kickstand in the same places so that they don't show. So let's try that. Here's our little guy. He is actually I just wrote him down. Dadgum, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Anyway, he was 6 inches by, this is the 6 inches folded in half on the top, 6 inches by something. Let's, not hard to find out. 4 3/4. You can have a choice, in my brain, you can do more than this too, but you have a choice to make whether you want to have this slope on the top to the bottom or the slope toward the bottom from the top. It's not any harder than just sticking in, maybe having about 1 inch hanging over on this side, having the point at the cutting blade, and cutting it off. You can use a corner rounder if you want. I don't want. These are so fun. And you can start with white, cream, cardstock, whatever you feel like, or you can use some pattern paper. This one doesn't have anything on the other side, so it's pretty handy to have on the inside, nice and plain. Okay, this one is also 4 3/4 by 6, folded at 3 inches. And we'll do it the other way. Have about 1 inch hanging off. It looks like I don't know what it looks like. A camper. This would be a really pretty camper. Can you imagine this pretty camper going down the road? Oh, it would be so pretty. I'm going to use the same, just to make things easy, I'm going to use the same size wheels. The 1 1/4 inch wheel. And then I'm just going to make it really easy and just use a kickstand on the back. So let's put these wheels on, top half only. That's set a minute. Then do the same back here. This way it will stick up and look like it's actually parked. I know. It's so cute. Now the little kickstand, you have some questions what you want to do. You can have it here, cover it up with the door and not make a big deal of it. You can have it inside like that and have it so you can see the inside of the kickstand, or you can put it on the back where there's no door and or inside, and then just cover it up with some paper too. You can always just doll it up and hide it. Doesn't have to be too tall at the top either, so we can cut it down a little bit. All right, so I think I'm going to vote inside back. Want to line this guy up a little bit and pretty much try to make that as even on a plane as you can so that when it does sit up, it doesn't rock backwards or forwards too much. You can also put one on the front then. See how cute. Oh my gosh. So you can put one on the front too, and then we can just put a little piece of paper in there. Nobody will know. And actually it probably does look better with a piece on the front, but we'll figure that one out. Okay, so you can leave it all just one pretty color like this. Or I did find this little paper laying around needing a job. So I thought, let's give him a job. He needs one. So I'm just going to put that right across the edge. You can always do the inking stuff and all those kind of fun things. Ooh, that's kind of pretty too. I like the contrast. Giving him something to stick to. See if we can get him straight. It loves me. It wants to go where I go. It will go where you go. Here we go. Cut off the extra. And it starts to look so cute so fast. You can also put this on the back, like so. Can't see where it is, okay. I'm very sticky. And there you have it. I made kind of a big overhang on this one, so here's the window. May not have been the greatest color choice, but you know what we can do. We can just use the rest of this for the casing. I'm not going to put a light in this one. It's just going to have a big window. And then we'll put a big overhang. This one might be a little big. But it's like making a tag. You just cut the edges off. I didn't account for that matting. So I am going to cut this just a little bit. Cut once. Let's cut these off too. Because you're not going to see them, and they're not going that way they won't stick out from the back. You can pop this up too. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay. I like it hanging over the top. Some of the things you can do that are so remarkably cute. I want that on white. Our little kitties in the window. Oh, so cute. Little animals in the window. You can put, of course, a fishnet stocking leg for Christmas story campers. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. Oh, I did have this piece to go across. I forgot. Well, we can still stick it on. Well, that one stuck down pretty well. So let me stick it down and then I'll trim it off once it's dry. That does, every little piece makes it so much cuter. And here's my door. I think I want some white on it too. I have a few white scraps laying around. That's almost big enough. I think I'll use that. I said I like using cardstock, but the tone on tone and really subtle patterns I think look great too. Unless you had like a real subtle pattern for your camper, then you could go wild with your door. You could always make this an opening kind of door too, you know. A little swinging door. It'd be mighty amazing. There's this little stepper. You may notice that there's no rule about making this precise. There's no rule. It's just whatever you feel like doing. That could almost be the window. That's so eclectic. Let's see. We could use that one maybe for the window. Windows are usually just like 1 inch by 1 inch, roughly. They're not very big. You can make them circles too if you have a little circle maker, sometimes known as a die, or a punch. You can make a little circle. That's real cute. There you go. And I also forgot to make one of those. I made these so long ago, and when I'd go visit Mom or something, I would just throw in a bunch of scraps and take them with me and cut the pieces. So I had them with me and make kits. I used to sell these kits with written instructions. Can you imagine? You can add an antenna or whatever. Oh, isn't that just so cute? And it's so fast. Now, I don't have enough for this to go all the way across. Fiddle. But I probably have I have another sheet of it somewhere. Okay, so this one piece, this one, had all these little sayings on it. Easy living. So you could just put that right there. There we go. And that's how you make them. So tomorrow night I'll put the lights on this one. No, this one. But that's how you do one that fits in an A2 size card. Then you doll it up with whatever you want. If you've got some leftover things that don't match, it's still okay. This could be like number 3, the door, on the door for the people's address. Lot number 3. Put that right there, and now he's got an address. And then you can put little gems on there for little lights or handles or hubcap tops, anything you want. They are so fun. They are so cute. And they're little, precious, darling ways to use your scraps. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will look forward to seeing your scrap campers. Thank you. Bye-bye.